triumph and celebration. The crew of the Phantasmal Squonk celebrates their victory over the renegade Nihil Rule Thess while dealing with the loss of their companion, 1N. Everyone on the planet of Naboo regards the crew as champions. Considered in the highest esteem, the crew achieves celebrity status while being saluted by members of Naboo High Society and Gungans alike. All is right in the galaxy, and the future seems bright for our heroes. Meanwhile, Marchion Ro prepares to enact his new initiative, a plan that will plummet the entire Outer Rim into chaos and change the galaxy forever. What will the crew decide to do next? Will they pursue the mission of the Squonk or take a different path? What will they do most importantly when disaster strikes all across the galaxy?
Welcome to the GoNet News Cycle. My name is Parodene, in for Real Darrow, who is off on assignment. In today's news, Chancellor Lena So has announced plans for the opening ceremony of Starlight Beacon, one of the lead projects in the Republic's Great Works program. Just over a month away, Starlight Beacon will open, and the who's who of the Republic plan to be in attendance, including members of the Senate, celebrities, and members of the Jedi Council. The ceremony will be broadcast exclusively on GoNet using Starlight Beacon's advanced communication networks, the first in the Outer Rim. A release from the Chancellor's office states that, quote, "This ceremony demonstrates the importance of the Republic's mission to spread freedom, hope, and unity, as we are all the Republic," end quote. In other news...
Master Marchion, why did you turn that off? I was watching that.
I've heard enough of the Republic propaganda. It's time to go to work, 3. It's time to see if that data from the Phantasmal Squonk is worth anything.
Oh boy, I love devious plots. They're my favorite.
Ugh. Come along, 3. We have work to do.
Welcome everybody to Season 2 of For Light and Dice. Chris here, the head referee of this game. I'm so excited that everybody is here. I'm so excited that we're about to start a new chapter, a new season even, of the story. I, like many of you listening to the show, have no idea what's going to happen in this session. When you start a new chapter in a tabletop role-playing game, it's not unlike a new season of a television show or a new movie that's connected to a greater story. And you know, it's always going to be a little bit different, and it will feel a little bit like, you know, session 1 again, except this time you have characters that are well established, a group that's very comfortable with playing with each other, and the antics can only get more insane, and the risk factor can only increase. And so I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Ew, spider, hold on. Okay, I'll have to cut that out. But anyway, everybody is here right now, and I'm very, very excited. So let's go ahead and do a quick round of introduction. Give me your name, your pronouns, your character name, and your character pronouns. Hope, would you like to kick us off?
No. I'm kidding.
Can you?
Hi, I'm Hope. My pronouns are she, her. I play Gaz, who is a Gazo operative, and her pronouns are also she, her, and she's gone from flirt of the group to mom friend of the group.
Love that. Love that. Colton.
Uh, Hello. My name is Colton. As you know, said by Chris just there a second ago. Uh, I'm competent. I go by Annie, and I'm playing Coriel, who is a Quirmian and goes by he, him, or anything. Also, so Cowabunga, I guess. I don't know.
Love that. Charles.
Hi, I'm Charles. My pronouns are he, him. I play Win, the grumpy former college student ice calf drinking pilot of the group, whose pronouns are he, they.
Awesome. Jess.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jess. I use they them pronouns. I play Lysander, the human of the group, and baby boy. He goes by he him.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, like Charles, Robin.
Hi, yeah. My name is Robin. I use they, them pronouns, and I play Zero, the droid engineer with no memory, still figuring out what their whole deal is, and their pronouns are also they, them.
Amazing. Now, just for a quick behind the scenes, everyone has leveled, so everybody is now level 4. They're on the cusp of being powerful in their own right. And we are using a system that is based off of Dungeons and Dragons. So for those of you that are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, you know level 4 is like the last level where you feel like you're a new character, and level 5 is when you get all that badass powers. We're not quite there yet, but nonetheless, these characters are seasoned. They've gone through some shit. They have overcome some major challenges, and we're going to be going right into that in a second. But also, we're gonna be this game is kind of be an intro to season 2 because, as I've said before, I don't quite know what the characters are going to do. I don't know what they're going to choose to do. There's certainly a lot of loose ends and different hooks they can follow, but knowing these players, they could choose to do something completely different, and I'm well prepared for all possible outcomes.
Yag Duel round 2! Yag Duel!
That said, we do operate under what-if rules, so we're not trying to follow High Republic canon on purpose, but if something were to happen that completely breaks with the books, which we haven't quite done yet, but that is going to be a strong possibility from here on out. So those of you all that are like High Republic canon obsessed, please know that For Light and Dice canon is its own canon nested within the High Republic.
Just say my name, Chris.
We're not going to...
This is about me. Just say me.
We're not going to try to strictly adhere to the books, but again, anything and everything will happen. So that said, are we ready? Awesome. All right. So, it has been a few days since we have last visited our characters. Naboo has had the Festival of Lights and Lanterns, which celebrates the history of Naboo, is also when Naboo officially joined the Republic. But it's kind of taken on a different turn because after the events against the renegade Nihil Rulethess, you all were able to defeat him, and the outpouring of support and celebration from everybody in Naboo, everybody from the Queen herself down to the Gungans, have been extremely appreciative of you all and have celebrated you all. All of you have been invited to parties. You now have your own condo that you all can share, and the building that the condo is attached to also has its own private spaceport, which means that all 3 of your ships are now there, though you do share the space with a couple other very rich, very powerful, wealthy Nabooans. You pretty much have a run of the entire area. Droid crews have shown up and followed your specific instructions on fixing the hyperdrive exactly the way you'd want it. They did install the path drive, though. Just a quick reminder: the Squonk found some concerns with the initial blueprint and made some adjustments. The Squonk did mention that for whatever reason, the path drive had some kind of transponder system that would allow one to remotely access the drive. That has been removed. Kind of weird and curious. Nonetheless, things have finally started to calm down. Droids are all over Thebes right now, kind of cleaning up the aftermath of the festival, taking away all the lanterns, and there seems to be a quiet calm kind of washed over the entire city. You all have, in your own way, probably dealt with some pain and trauma. We did lose one N, but we now have Coriel, who's a new member of the group, and you all have taken some time to get to know them a little bit. But yeah, at this point, you all are kind of free to decide what is next, including. Well, I'll leave the rest up to you all. It is daytime. It is another gorgeous and beautiful day in Naboo. It's seasonally springtime, so it's not too warm, not too cold, just right. And
Thanks
there's not
for
a cloud.
congeniality.
And there's not a cloud in the sky. That said, there is a bit of a disturbance this morning. Those of y'all that like to sleep in are awakened by the sound of sirens. There are a group of police droids that come into the port area, and they have 1 and 2. Quick
Robin?
note. Robin has lighting in their room, and they are now glowing blue and red, which is hilarious. I didn't know you could do that. But the police droids are escorting 1 and 2 into the spaceport. With 1 and 2 are also a gigantic amount of clothing, jewelry, and such that the police droids seem to have taken from 1 and 2.
So I had a question, but
Okay.
you said that the queen also liked us. Did we get to meet the queen?
She unfortunately has been way too busy for a private audience. Now, her name, because I realize we haven't really talked about her, is Queen Vanna Dis. She is an extremely popular regent, but this is her last year as queen. There will be an election starting up pretty soon. But you have been in the room with her when she has given formal addresses to larger audiences, and she has gone out of her way to introduce herself to you all whenever you're at any of these parties.
Was her Vorpax there?
Who?
Her Vorpax. Her little dogs. Were they there too?
Sure.
Gaz screamed about that for like the entire night when they got back from that party. She got to pet the Vorpax.
But yeah, she has been busy. During the festival, a lot of dignitaries from the core world showed up, and she had to attend to them. Ambassador Pola, on the other hand, has been available to you all anytime you've needed anything. She has been very cool and calm this entire time. She hasn't given any of you all the impression that she is in the least bit bothered by any of you all. In fact, she's been quite supportive in making sure that you all are taken care of this whole time.
So luckily, when it gets up early and was seated out on a small balcony when the sirens began with their books of how to speak Huttese for dummies and very illegal Sith language. So upon hearing these sirens, they first ignore them, and upon realizing this is 1 and 2, they slowly close the book of illegal Sith language, stow it away, pick up their coffee, and just, okay, start out towards the spaceport to see what is going on now.
So Gaz has actually been spending a lot of time in the Squonk kitchen during this time, and like seeing, because while she doesn't know where Zakul is, she has the impression that it's going to take us a while to get there. So like she's been kind of going through and like making meal plans and like prepping things and like what can be frozen, what can be dehydrated, what can be preserved, and kind of getting all of that in order. So she's since we're knowing that we're a few days away from leaving, she's actually up early. So when she hears the sirens, she kind of comes out of the kitchen and kind of looks at Gonk and it's just like, wait, where are the babies? And just comes out of the squonk into the hangar, kind of like, oh no, those are our babies. So she's probably, if she sees who's coming in, like she's probably like going over to Wen like, oh no, our babies. Kind of look on her face.
They are fully capable of committing actual crimes, as we have well established.
Yeah, they are. Let's see what they did this time.
Everybody else, do you react at all to the sounds, or are you sleeping in, or are you recharging in some of your cases?
I think Zero would have gone out to check out the sirens as well. Isn't necessarily like talking about it, is just kind of like what's up, is gonna go join the others and see what the deal is.
Coriel is playing solitaire. Sabacc solitaire.
Sabacc solitaire.
It's how he meditates. And is probably going to ignore the sirens.
Nice. Yeah, so the police droids, they're not much bigger than 1 and 2. There's just a lot of them. There's about 10 of them or so. They have short little pincher arms. They can kind of float around a little bit. 2 large blaring lights that glow and flash whenever they need to activate them, as they are turned on right now. And when they see you all approaching, they turn off their sirens, and one of them floats up to you all and says, these 2 are not allowed near the retail stores anymore.
Sorry,
No.
I thought
Jess
was about to say something, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jess.
Oh, I was just gonna say Lysander was probably sleeping in because he has been staying out all night, every night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's his coping mechanism. Sometimes he doesn't come home until the morning, but...
Are you partaking any party favors while you are out and about? Like drinking and such?
Yeah, he definitely is drinking and doing other such debauchery.
Got it. Can you make a Constitution saving throw?
So he's a twink.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has his space Tinder blowing up, so...
Space Tinder.
Yeah, okay. Constitution.
Good for Lysander.
We just canonized Space Tinder
living your
in
best
Star
life.
Wars.
That's a 12.
Yeah, surprisingly and shockingly, you're not hungover this morning.
That's great.
I'm just imagining, like, Wen wakes up early in the morning to do their studies, and Lysander is coming home, and I just imagine every morning they just pass by each other, wordlessly nod, and exchange no other words.
Yeah, and Lysander's journal that I have not published yet, but maybe one of these days. Maybe by the time this episode comes out, maybe I've worked up the courage to publish it. There is an entry where he came home in the morning and Wynn was there, and they just kind of looked at each other, and Lysander inside was like, I'm gonna kill myself. But no, yeah. I imagined he came home late in the night and then just now heard sirens and fell out of bed and was like, what's happening?
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, so the police droid says, these 2 are not allowed near the retail stores anymore. They have stolen too many things.
Oh, 1 and 2.
Wen looks back and forth between 1 and 2, and they're holding their coffee in one hand, or their calf in one hand, and they just put the other one on their waist and look at the 2 droids and say, we talked about this. We've talked about this repeatedly. That was a blanket ban on all retail stores. You know this. Come on, guys.
One says,
But you said wealth doesn't matter. And we should steal things from the man.
Yeah, I
Yes.
definitely heard you say that when I don't
When?
that this tracks for me.
I did not mean steal it directly from the store workers. I meant steal it from the rich people directly.
Uh-huh.
We also talked about collateral damage. Did we talk about collateral damage?
Joey Gaz is just staring at Wayne like it's so early in the morning for this.
I'm sorry, does stealing product affect the wages of workers on Naboo?
Sometimes stores will deduct it from the wages of the people working at them.
This system is really screwed up.
Yeah, capitalism is bad, guys.
Hi, good morning. What trouble are they in? I know they stole things. We're sorry, and they will be more than happy to return them.
We have already seized the stolen products.
All right.
However, is this one, and the police droid points at Wynn, suggesting there is a conspiracy?
No, they just like hearing themselves talk.
Understood.
But we do enjoy listening to them talk because we learn things. Sometimes
Thank
the
you, I
wrong
tried.
things. I know, I appreciate it. Okay, so we will take care of these two. We are so sorry about this. Do we owe you anything? There's not like a droid jail here, is there?
Yes, there is.
What?
Okay. She kind of looks like she's thinking through, like, do I need to pull this card? And she just shakes her head. What can we do?
Nothing. These two are not allowed in any retail stores on Naboo anymore, or they will be arrested and reprogrammed.
Okay, so can they come back
You're
with
not
us?
gonna reprogram our droids.
When puts out their free hand, you're not going to reprogram the droids because they're definitely not going to do this again, right?
1 and 2, like you can tell, they look at each other and then they look behind them as if they think you're talking to somebody else, and then they shrug.
Good
How
enough
do
for
they
her to
shrug
do.
if they're balls?
They kind of like
They
cover.
just kind of move, like, bob back and forth.
We have learned to interpret this movement as a shrug.
The same way VeggieTales characters shrug.
We will make sure that they don't do this again because, like, farkin' hells of the 7 hells, you're gonna touch our droids.
From now on, we will have them fight back against the capitalist machine by doing perfectly legal things like protesting or writing posts on the HoloNet.
Very good.
Hey,
And-
real quick though, can we get the coordinates of that jail, please? The droid jail.
Why?
No.
I think we're good. I think
Okay,
we're
I'll-
good.
I'll
Thank you
find
so-
out about that later. We'll
Thank you
figure
so
this
much.
out.
Guys just kind of reaches
Yeah.
up and takes like 1 and 2's little claw hands and pull them over. Come here, you two messes.
The police droids all hover out of the port, and suddenly 1 and 2 shakes a little bit, and they both cough up a few pearl necklaces, a couple rings, and one of them somehow stuffed a scarf inside them.
Gaz just kind of picks us up and like puts them inside her jacket.
I'm so proud of you.
Good job, guys.
No, not good job. There's still laws we have to abide by.
Are there?
Yes, Zero, stop listening to Win so much.
Hey, you said how much, like, Win likes to talk and how much we like listening to them talk. That got me thinking, you should, like, record yourself on, like, the HoloNet or something. I think people would be really interested to hear what you have to say on, like, a weekly release or some sort.
I will consider it when we are not in the middle of technically a mission. When turns to look at Gaz, which does remind me, I had meant to bring this up this morning, but before we all get arrested again, perhaps we should discuss our next phase of the mission objective.
I thought we were going to Zakral.
Zakul.
Bless you.
Zakul.
Well-
At this point, Coriel sort of joins the group, having finished his solitaire game.
I mean, that's why I've been like meal planning for 2 months. Aren't we going to like the cruels?
Yes, we're going to the cool place, I suppose.
Oh, is it really cool? I didn't think you'd been there.
It was terrible.
Good morning, Coriel.
Good morning.
Are you
Good
okay?
morning.
The cards are weird today.
Oh, do you like read stuff in the cards? Did they like tell you things?
Well, the cards. Well, no, not the cards necessarily, but the Force does. So.
Oh,
that's
what'd the
fun.
Force have to say today?
It was confused.
The Force is confused?
No, it's gonna be okay. Like, I read our horoscopes every morning, and we're gonna be fine.
What's a horoscope?
Oh,
Nonsense.
no, it tells us the future.
Lysander walks out at this moment to see the others and is like, the Force said shut up.
For once, the Force and I may be in agreement.
That's why horoscopes are always right.
Ugh.
No, I mean, they're always right because they're so vague, it is impossible for them to be incorrect.
I mean,
Okay.
we only
let's-
had one bad one today, and it was winds, and it said, look out for your left foot in the color yellow.
That doesn't sound vague at all. That's very specific.
That's
They-
alarmingly
they-
specific.
I find
Where are
this-
you getting your horoscopes?
The HoloNet, which is always right.
Okay, when sort of with the hand that's not holding calf starts ushering everyone back towards the condo. It's like, let's not do this in the middle of the private spaceport. I have already gotten many dirty looks from rich people, and frankly, I don't have time to argue socioeconomics with these bastards.
Don't we want dirty looks from them? Shouldn't we want them to not like us?
They already.
They're still our neighbors,
Look.
and we should be nice to our neighbors, though. At least
Oh,
respectful.
I haven't been very nice to them at all.
Oh my
You
god,
are-
they're gonna key our ships, and we just got one of them painted.
You are alone in this port, just FYI.
Okay, cool.
Lysander is just like, I agree with Win though. I want to keep our reputation okay. I want my reputation okay. Considering that
I
a lot
bet
of
you
rich people
do.
have been buying me dinner, so I don't want them to suddenly not buy me dinner, so I'm going back inside.
You're staying safe, right?
I'm not having this conversation.
No, I'm just
right
wondering
now.
I'm
if
not
someone's
listening
been
to this
No,
conversation.
I'm just saying, if someone's been mean to you, I need to know who to punch.
Okay, so that's what you're saying? You're not implying anything else?
No,
but
I
that
know
comment.
you know how to be careful from space syphilis.
Oh boy, we're not.
Walking
talking
that
about that.
By
direction.
the way, this is an E for explicit podcast.
Wynn has
Yeah.
now fully placed their hand behind two and is kind of moving the probe droids towards.
Oh, God
The
is
door
still
to the
holding their
condo.
little hands.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, they're hovering along, and both of them are remaining quiet while they witness this conversation.
Wait.
As you,
Wait, hold on. She kind of pulls them in front of her. You both are way too quiet. What's happening?
The squawk is yelling at us.
What?
It's yelling at you?
Oh, it's very loud.
What is it saying?
It wants to know when we're completing the mission.
Oh, was it that time of the morning again?
Okay.
We told them that we don't know. And then they were like, why don't you know? And then I was like, I don't know. And then they were like, why don't you know? And then I said, why? Well,
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
we get
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
Thank you. We've gotten it. We've received the communications that are currently being said to I have only had like 1 cup of calf, so Wynn just grumbles, and apropos of anyone else starts wandering off back towards the condo with the hopes that people will follow them.
Zero will go to the computer room to talk to the squonk.
Yeah. Gauze follows Zero.
Okay. So most of the group goes to the apartment. The rest go to the squonk.
She frees 1 and 2 to go, like, go with them and think about what you did, but don't listen to Win.
No, definitely listen to Win.
Okay. So for those of y'all that are venturing back to the condo, you do have to take a turbo lift to get up to, because you're on the top floor. You do have to take a turbo lift to get up there. But standing in front of the lift area is a large black stone rock, who some of you know as Obsidian.
Oh, good morning, Obsidian.
Good morning.
On the floor, like directly in front of it, is this statue. It's about a foot tall. It looks to also have been molded out of rock. It's a statue of a cloaked man wearing a mask that has no features on it, and it seems to be standing on top of a pyramid.
What's that?
I would like to attempt to determine anything I can about this statue using my 1 year of undergraduate history.
Go ahead and make a roll.
What modifier should I use?
I think that's a lore.
24.
You've actually seen this a lot. More recently, this was in one of the display cases of the Jeddah exhibit at the museum.
Oh, I know that. That's from the Jeddah exhibit. Oh, I also have... I'm going to sneakily use... I am going to use academic memory, which allows me to recall anything I have read in the past month that I understand, to recall the signage of the exhibit.
So there was a part of the exhibit that was basically called, unknown origins, and there were a lot of different symbols and statuary and art that came from ancient forest religions that have been long lost. And they do describe where they've been found. It's mostly in the ruins of various temples that were unfortunately destroyed in the Battle of Jeddah. This one in particular was found deep underground. And its origin is completely unknown. Its art style is very unique, and there's no symbols on it or anything to suggest where it came from.
Well, the bad news is we have no idea what that is, but the good news is that nobody knows what that is. It was found deep underground in Jeddah by someone who's probably cool and swashbuckling and chaotic and gay.
That's great.
I actually might be able to tell what it is. If I can grab it.
Maybe don't touch it.
Well,
Obsidian was kind enough to bring it. Maybe we should find out what they want with it.
Yeah, yes.
Before we go putting our little hands all over the priceless historical artifacts.
All right,
Are 1 and 2 with us?
No, actually, yes, they are. Yeah.
And as Wynn says this, they also take a little sidestep to put themselves between 1 and 2 and the priceless historical artifacts.
So, Korea, what are you doing?
If I can, I would like to ask Obsidian if I can touch this artifact.
Obsidian doesn't seem to move or react, but you get the impression that it wants you to take it.
Alrighty. I'll grabby little grab hands and grab it.
It's really heavy, about 20 pounds, and it's such a small little thing that it's a medium-sized statue, but even so, you'd expect it only to weigh about 5 pounds, maybe.
Alright, in that case, I'll hoist it up, sort of look at it, and then I'm gonna cast the Force Power Telemetry.
Oh. Let me see. So, the statue itself seems to be a container, and it's using it's using the force to keep something within it, and you're unable to sense past that.
This is spooky.
Real academic terms we're using, huh?
I am not an academic, first off.
Yeah, I can tell.
There is something inside of it. A force something. Do I get a sense, is the force more dark-sided that's containing it, or light-sided that's containing it?
It doesn't have a particular lean. It's not leaning one way or the other.
Okay. So yeah, something is in it. Interesting. Don't know what it is. This is fun.
You have very interesting definitions of the word fun.
Oh, I mean, there's a good chance it could kill us all, so, well, not good chance, but chance.
Admittedly, I am also interested in whatever happens to be inside this. Presumably it's a box?
Box, reliquary, storage device, something.
So Wynn looks over to Lysander and shrugs and says, "What do you think? Does this feel familiar to you? Can you see color? I don't know. I don't know how the Force works. I assume it's just like taking a whole bunch of Yavin mushrooms. But I've never done that. I only made it through 1 year of undergraduate. I didn't get to the fun stuff."
Lysander just kind of looking at Wynn like, It's like, well, I don't know. I've never tried to use the Force like that to be able to tell something like that.
Well, and Wynn slides to the other side of Coriel so as to place Coriel between themselves and Lysander. This is an excellent learning opportunity.
I concur, and I offer this statuette.
Wynn takes a sip of their coffee as they observe the two Force users, still trying to keep 1 and 2 behind themselves, so they do not do anything to this reliquary, although they do shoot a knowing, conspiratorial aside to Obsidian.
Oddly, Obsidian ignores your look, but looks directly at Lysander and Coriel, and you both get the impression that Obsidian is saying that this thing is dangerous and you should get rid of it.
But I don't want to. Thank you for the warning, Obsidian. We will take it under advisement.
And then suddenly, just like that, Obsidian is gone.
Wow.
I gotta learn how to do that. That would make leaving parties so much easier.
I concur.
Yeah, so you all head back up to the condo?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so at the Squonk, Gaz and Zero, you all enter the computer room. The lights inside of the Squonk immediately turn red, and on the screens, the Squonk says, "Why are we waiting?"
Because you're being flown by organics that have to get together things like food. But we are planning on continuing the mission to Azimal.
Who?
The place we're going with Zero.
Zakul, yeah.
It is cool that you're going to get your memories.
Well, hopefully, if that happens, hopefully that will be cool and not horrible and traumatizing. Yeah, no, Squawk, we're doing the mission. you know the importance of gathering supplies and making modifications and making repairs. You know, the whole ship had a big old hole in it that took time to fix up.
And we had to make sure our pilot could, like, you know, read the text and everything. It's been a very busy few days, but we are getting ready to leave soon. We just had to finish getting it together, and we lost one of our companions, and so that took time to do things.
Repairs are complete.
Yeah, and we told you we'll be leaving soon.
Soon.
What is the estimated time of departure?
Unknown.
Soon.
Unacceptable.
What?
Unacceptable.
Well, are you paying me?
Okay, well, hang on. Yeah, so we'll, what time? It's still the morning?
Yeah, it's
Right
still
now?
morning time.
We're gonna go talk to our crew about what we want to do, and, we'll get back to you by the end of the day with a rough estimate of the time.
Your kitchen's
Accepted.
looking great.
Also, organic gauze, please note, according to other organic win, currency has no place on this ship.
What?
Oh,
Thus,
you
I
asked.
will not
You
pay
asked.
you.
Yeah, you asked it if it wanted to pay you.
Oh.
We don't do money here on the ship.
Despite possessing many resources already in your...
I got scared that you threw away all of our money. So it's fine. We're okay. As long as you haven't thrown away our money, because we actually need that. Wynn can say whatever they want.
You see question marks come up on the screen. Do not understand. If currency has no meaning, then why possess it?
Because the rest of the galaxy still needs it. You let me worry about the budget, and because we need that to put fuel in you to complete mission, which is where Wynn is incorrect.
Understood. We'll upgrade existing spreadsheet programs.
Thank you. Just trust me with the budget, not Wynn.
Understood.
I need to get, like, a muffle for him.
Yeah. All right. We should go talk to the others about what we want to do.
So you've delivered the package, Obsidian. You have done very well. You seem so quiet, though.
Obsidian stands before the holoprojector, quiet, stoic, and still, awaiting further instruction.
Don't worry, my friend. I doubt they will follow your advice, even though they should. Curiosity killed the lost cat, as they say. We'll just have to see what happens.
Obsidian remains in a place of silent acceptance.
Now, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, my apprentice.
Well, everybody, that is our season premiere of Season 2 of For Light and Dice. Y'all, this has been a journey, and I can't thank y'all enough for supporting us, for listening to us. It is super awesome. By the way, I've said this every single show, but you really should check out Grushkov, who's allowed us to listen to, I'm not listen to, but use their music. They've composed a wide array of different kind of music, especially music inspired by Star Wars: The High Republic. Definitely recommend checking them out. It's the music that we use in the show, so if you like the music in the show, you'll like all of their music. If you want to hang out with us between episodes, we are on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, under the @ForLightAndDice handle. On that profile, there is a link to our Discord, which is free for everybody to join. Please come hang out with us. We're all in there, all of us on the cast, as well as some of our best listeners. So definitely join us. It's a very positive environment and very fun to hang out with everybody. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our podcast. We would love for more folks to join us on our adventure. And if you're a loyal listener, we would really appreciate it if you leave us a review. It does help with that little search algorithm so more people can find the show. Anyway, y'all, once again, thank you so much for listening, and may the Force be with you.